Start sharing my screen. Now, in today's class, we will be going to see. Guys, can you please go on mute? Okay. So in yesterday's class, we have seen about your what are your ATC tools, and then we have checked your Slim, and you have just checked your code inspector and all this stuff. Now, in today's class, we will be we'll be letting you know how to install Eclipse and how to add ADT tools. So ABAP development tools, ADT in Eclipse, and then we'll be seeing how to add a project in your ADT tools. ADT. So these are the three important things you have to remember when you're working on your Eclipse. So first of all, you need to have your Eclipse. Some people will use your HANA Studio to HANA Studio, either HANA Studio or Eclipse. So what SAP has provided, so SAP has taken the permanent license from Eclipse, and they have renamed that to HANA Studio. First thing is, so HANA Studio and Eclipse both are same. So if you're working on HANA, then for sure you need an Eclipse, whether it might be a ABAP guys or whether it might be a BW. So BW team also will be working on their HANA system. At the down, they will be creating BW HANA. So they want this Eclipse. Whether you're working on ABAP HANA, we need an Eclipse too. Okay, so everything we need this Eclipse slash HANA Studio. So we definitely need the Eclipse slash HANA Studio. So first of all, how can I get your Eclipse? So this either it will be installed by your company, or you, if you have your rights, you can just go ahead and download that one. So let me showcase you this one. Okay. Okay. So now the first thing is we need to first get your Eclipse. Eclipse. I'm just going to click on my uh, so download. So here, once I go ahead and click on download, so now you can able to see. So you just need to go ahead and click on the download your latest version. So first you have to go ahead and download the latest version of your Eclipse. Latest version for Windows 10 or Windows 11. So now here it will go here to your latest version. So now the first thing is, so here you just need to select what is your bit, whether it's an 64 or whether it's a 32 bit. So now I'm just going to get my, you need to select your IDE for Java developers. Now, if you want, SAP has also provided a documentation. So now if I go here, HANA developer guide, somewhere you will be getting your documentation where you will be having your each and step by step procedure. Step by step procedure. But anyways, so once you have downloaded this, you will be seeing something called as your Eclipse. So Eclipse for your Java developers. So like this, you will be getting this. So I'm just going to install, I'm just going to loading my Eclipse. So once you, so for this at the back end, you just need to install your, there are some other softwares that we need to install. Let me check your that. So I just installed that. So I was facing an error when we are installing the, okay. So you will be getting that Java to be gets updated version. So the Java and your SQL has to be updated version. So for the very first time when it has to load, it will take some time, guys. Don't worry about it. So uh, so you have to install your Eclipse, and later on you have to add your ADT tools. Add your ADT tools. So now this is one. So like this. So this is the document. I'll be just pasting you over here on your chart windows, guys. So this is the document where you can see. So Eclipse. So the Eclipse latest version you have to download and get usually the latest version. So this might be, then click on your download and it will just download it. And then you just need to click on extract all. And then you just need to, you might be knowing all these things, how to install, launch. Now this Eclipse will be launched like this. So I was just seeing for the Eclipse to get launched. So once the Eclipse has been launched, you just need to add your ADT plugin. So in order to do that, so let me go here to this. So now when you're going ahead, um, so now here you just need to click on help, and then just say click on install new software. Install new software. In this, you have to install whatever the details you have seen over here. Whatever the details you have seen over here, you just need to install that one. You go here and then so install the new software, and then you have to copy this HANA tools.hana.on demand latest. So this is the one you have to select, and then it will just provide you the ADT tools as well as your BW tools. So whether you're working on ABAP tools or whether you're working on BW tools, you have to just select whatever the tools you want, and then you just need to click on next. So just select everything, accept your license agreements, and then install everything, whatever the things you have, install everything, and then click on, once it has been installed, then click on your restart. It will just go ahead and restart. And then once it gets restarted, so I'll just click on launch. So once it gets restarted, so I'm just launching this. So this is on my personal laptop. So once it gets restarted, you can see here window perspective, open perspective, and click on others. Then you can see here your ABAP perspective, and you can see here your ABAP perspective. Now, or not only this, you can just select these three things also. You can just see here your ABAP perspective. ABAP perspective. Now, Now I'll be just going ahead with my ABAP perspective. So you can just select this also. Okay. So this is your console administrator like this. If you want, you can just select your ABAP perspective. Now in this, the first thing, once you got your ABAP perspective, you just need to, so by default, it will be showcasing you as empty. You don't see anything. Uh, you won't be seeing anything. So by default, it will be showcase you as anything over here in your project also. So you just need to right click over here and click on new, click on add your project. So now what type of a project you are going to create, whether you're going to create your ABAP cloud project or whether you're going to create your ABAP project. So now I'll just click on ABAP project, click on next. So it will open your GUI systems, whatever the GUI systems you have, it will just open that. So whichever is relevant, you just need to select, click on next and click on next. And you need to provide your user ID and a password. So all your application server details and everything will come up. If you don't want, you can just add your own system by click on your new system. So the same thing. So the system ID, the group server, but we are going to fetch it from your SAP logon pad. you can able to fetch from your SAP logon pad also. So just click on next, 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 and just provide your client ID, username and password, and just click on finish. Now the system will be gets added. The system will be gets added. So whatever the details you have, it will be just showcase you. If you want your favorite packages, you can just add your package and everything, whatever you want, your favorites. Now, let's see some of the things we can do on your Eclipse. So now click on window and click on preferences. Now in this, let's say for general, see here workbench save time interval. So it will automatically save your workbench. You don't need to worry about that. Always run it in your background, automatically save. If you want, you can just change that. So auto save functionality has been provided. Auto save functionality has been provided. Now just click on apply. So within 1 minute, it will just go ahead and do your apply. Now in the same way, if I go here to the general and just say click on appearances, so which theme you want, whether you want your classic theme or whether you want your dark theme or whether you want your distinct, so dark, light or anything. So let's say I'm going to apply this. So see here, it has changed this to dark. So the restart team will take a full effect. Just if you want to restart, you can just restart that. So now I'll just go back to my light, apply, and don't want to restart. Okay, so like this you can able to change your uh, appearances too. Now in this, if you want for your colors, so now in this ABAP, so let's say if you want any colors, you can just go and do that. So I'll be just showcasing you that one too. So now for your error, so what type of a color you want? Like this for all your statements also you can just go ahead and write down CDS, errors, annotations, whatever the colors and whatever the fonts you want, you can just go ahead and write down. So label decorations, whatever the label decorations you want, you can just go ahead and use this. So now if I go back to your um, uh, general, and you will be seeing something called as your perspectives. So now, so if you want anything has to be your uh, default perspective. So when I open my Eclipse, I want to see the default as my ABAP, as my ABAP. So I'll just say make it as default, default and apply and close. So now when I close this, by default, when I open it for the very second time, happen to this. Okay. When I open it for the very second time, it will just open my default perspective. See here, it just opened my default perspective. Now let me log on here and I'll be saying this as best. So now, so like this, you do have different other things also. Now, if I go to my editors, so now Windows preferences, I'll be just going to ABAP development and then I'll be just going to my editor. I'll be just going to click on source code editors, ABAP formatter. So you can just select your project and see here how you want to format. So you can just format, that's one in indent lines, format fall function. So whatever you want, the formatting. So whatever you are going to do in your formatting, you can just do your formatting over here too. So lowercase and uppercase conversion. So custom keywords uppercase and identifiers lowercase. So keep camel case identifiers. I'm just going to keep it as camel case. So first letter is capital and second letter is small letters. Now I'll just apply and close. Now see here, save performance by disable advanced editor features for sources more than. So if it is 45,000 lines, so it will just go ahead and save that one. Now, if I go to your colors and fonts, so now you can just check whatever the colors you want and then everything. Okay. So like this. So this is one more important thing you just need to Remember, you just need to do it. Now, in case of debugging also, you can just select enable debugging for your system programs. So the system debugging. So if you want to do your system debugging, so you have to come here and you have to just select here enable debugging for your system programs. Okay, so this is the one. And then whatever you want, you can just select this. Now, source code editors. So annotations to change the appearance in your editor annotations. So whatever the annotations you want, ABAP block annotation. So if you want to change the color, so now ABAP debugger exceptions, if you want to change, you can change your color. You can change. So like this, you can just go ahead and change everything in your system. So in your ABAP. So now not only this, if I go here to my um, editors and then okay, in your editors, just seeing some other thing guys. Web development, source code editors, and then I'll be going and in your CDS code yeah, so let me go here to my code completion. So now see here automatically trigger the code completion after typing hyphen and everything. So it will just show you the suggestions. So whatever the suggestions you want to write, so when you are doing this, you can, it will just show you your suggestions. When you want to showcase your suggestions in your CDS view, you can just showcase your CDS view. So now dictionary template. So how you want the template to be get showcase you over here. And then you can also do your JSON templates, how you want your JSON templates to be showcased. Everything you can able to set up over here. Everything, whatever the details you have, you can just set up. You can just set up over here. If you want your system settings, as I already told you. Next, if you want your syntax coloring. So let's say, as I was saying you in your syntax coloring also. So if I go to your general and then if I go ahead and click on your appearances and then colors and fonts. So let me go here to my ABAP and then let me go here. Let me expand this. Let me go here to your syntax coloring and then you can just say embedded language background color. So if you want a background color, you can just embed that. So can you please allow him, guys? Whoever is there, let me allow him. Okay. So you can just go ahead and change your settings. So whatever you have, so you can just, so for your error like this, just if you want any other things also, you can just add your colors. So embedded background color. So when you write a method or when you write a select query at the background, it can show you a color. So the color will be get showcase you that. And then if you want for your ABAP keywords, so you will be seeing something called as your ABAP keywords. So for your ABAP keywords also, you can just add your colors. Close this one. ABAP development. Under this, editors. So ABAP keyword colors. So now, so if you want color, so for this select, I want this color to be come up. So width, I want this color to be come up. And then insert, I want this color. So if you are rising, I want this color. Message, I want this color. Public, I want this color. So protected and private methods colors. So you can just check this. So methods and end method written, I want this color. Exit, continue. So like this, you can just go ahead. And if you have any other keyword, you can just add any other keyword, whatever the keyword, let's say for testing or test injection. So if you have any other keyword, you can just add that keyword. You can just add that keyword and you can just provide your own colors. So once you have provided these colors and then this apply. So now when you are writing a select query and everything, it will just apply that color. It will just apply as I just told you, right? I'll just showcase you that one. So now just click on apply and close. So now let me go ahead and create a program. So I'm just going to create a program. So in order to create a program, just right click over here, select, and then click on other. So you just need to provide this as ABAP program. ABAP program. So now just say click on next, and then I'm just going to provide your package $tmp $tmp, and then I'll be just changing the name. I'm just providing the name ZR8am 8am test one. So test program, and I'll just say click on next. It will just provide you a transport request. As it is a dollar local object, I'm just going to click on finish. Now, so I'm going to say this as no standard page heading. So now start of selection. So when I say this as select, see here, the color has been changed. The color has been changed. Like this, for every keyword, you can set up your own color. So like this, you can set up your own color. So that's, so there are so many other things that you can able to do it on your ABAP unit test. So codes, so whatever you want, actions to generate test. So if it is a test, parallel processing. So now how many parallel processing you want to do? So like this, so test code highlighted. So accessibility, if you have, so debugger and runtime notifications open in a dialog box. So open in a dialog box. So information open messages in a dialog for boxes. So if you want, you can just do that. Activation. So console, cross trace, debugging. So if you want, you can just go ahead and enable your debugging and just say click on apply. So it will just apply your debugging. So if you want to enable your debugging, so you can just enable that. Now ABAP keywords colors, ABAP templates, whatever the templates you have, you can just get all those templates over here. And if you want, you can just raise one more your template, behavioral definition. So behavioral definition. Now in case of CDS view, access control templates. So whatever the templates you have, annotation definition templates. So accept templates, CDS type templates, and then code completion templates. So data definition templates, DDL formatters, whatever you have. So like this, you can do everything. You can just ask SAP to do everything. Not only this, there is one more thing called as here. Let me. So there is one more thing called as here code cleaner. Code cleaner. Code cleaner. So code cleaner in Eclipse. Code cleaner. In Eclipse, you will be finding some GitHub. Yeah, so this is the one. So GitHub. So in this GitHub, you can just get your code cleaner and you can just install it. I'll be just providing you that document which I have created. So this ABAP code cleaner. So you just go ahead and install this code cleaner. So in that also, again, there are a lot many preferences. So this SAP has been introduced in 2019 as a version 1, and final version they have released in 2022. Like whatever the conditional operators and everything, the new syntaxes, we need to format the code by ourselves. But when you use this code cleaner, the new thing, it will automatically gets formatted. It will automatically get formatted. I'll also help you with the YouTube link for that. So you can also check that in YouTube link. There is an YouTube link. I'll just showcase you that one. Why I don't need to share? YouTube. I think, yeah, this is the one. So this is the link. So it will just tell you how to work with your code cleaner and everything. What are the different types of settings that you have available on your code cleaner and everything. It will just showcase you. It will just showcase you. So you just go ahead and watch this video and how to install that code cleaner on your Eclipse. Try to do that. But from today's class onwards, we will be completely showcasing you in your Eclipse only. Remember that one. Okay. So any questions in downloading the Eclipse and any questions? Okay. So now, as I was saying you, so you can just do everything with the help of your Eclipse. So now from here onwards, I'm just going to showcase, we are going to work only on your Eclipse only. You are going to work only in Eclipse. So I would always suggest you to use your Eclipse only. So don't use any other things. So you just need to use in Eclipse. Okay, in Eclipse. So the program creations, the CDS view creation, the debugging, everything, I would suggest you to go ahead and use that one. So let's see some of the keywords that we can use in your Eclipse. So now, in order to create, any new object, so I'll be saying this to create any new object, we will be using something called as your CTRL plus N, control N. So control N, so select a wizard. So now let's say ABAP program, I'll just say click on next. You can just go ahead and create this. So if it is a core data services, or if it is a class, or if it is a function module, anything. Now, in order to view any existing object. So we will be using something called as your CTRL plus shift plus A, control shift A. So any existing object. Okay. So now if I open this control shift A, sorry, control shift A. Now, if you want, let's say I just want to open this AMDP class. So like this, see here, as I changed everything, everything has been got changed. Everything has been got changed. So like this, you can just open anything. Now, if you want to do your pretty printer, pretty printer, it's shift plus F1, the same command, what you want to do. If you want to syntax check, then it is control plus F2. Now, if you want to activate an object, it's control plus F3. If you want to activate multiple objects, activate multiple objects. So in SAP, you will be getting a pop-up and you are selecting whatever the objects you want. But over here, if you want the same kind of behavior to be done, so see here, you will be having an activate multiple objects. So when I click on this, it will just showcase you. So whatever the multiple objects you have. So I want to activate my class as well as I want to activate my program. Just click on this activate. It will activate two things. So that is CTRL plus shift plus F3. CTRL plus shift plus F3. Now, if you want to mark a word, so select a word. So if you want to select a word or mark a word, mark a word, or I would be saying select a word, then you have to double click on that word. Double click. So when I go ahead and double click on this, it will just selecting that word. Okay. So if you want to select the whole line, so triple click. So if you want to select the whole line, select the whole line, whole line. Then we will be saying this as triple click, triple click. Now, if I just select this triple click, see here it has selected. So if you want to save your program, save the program, you will be using something called as ctrl plus s. I'm just increasing it. So now if you want to so if you want to open your GUI from here, if I want to open the GUI, open the GUI, you will be having something called as your shift uh, control plus 6 something you will be having. So here also you will be seeing this. So open GUI. So open GUI. So it's control plus 6. CTRL plus 6. So this is the one. So now if I just select this, it will just open your GUI. So directly you can open your GUI and you can just check whatever you want, whatever the transaction code you want, you can just check it. Okay. So now if I want to open any documentation, the same thing. So keyword documentation, then it is F1. So the same thing. So if you want to showcase the hints, showcase any hints, you will be using CTRL plus spacebar, space bar. So like this. Now, if you want to get all the list of shortcuts, so Control plus Shift plus L, so you can get the list of all the shortcuts that has been provided in SAP. So coalesce all. So close. If you want to close all. So if you want to get list of all your shortcuts, so you just need to select. So to find list of all the shortcuts, we will be using something called as CTRL plus shift plus L, shift plus L. So it will just give you whatever the things you have. So now in the same way, if you want to do a where use list, where use list, so you will be having something called as your CTRL CTRL. So here you can find out your various list. So this is the one. So shift plus G, CTRL plus shift plus G, control plus shift plus G. So like this. So if you want any other things, you can just go ahead and get your things. So not only this, if you want, you can also change your preferences and the keys, guys. So if you want your own shortcuts to be done, you can also do that one. So how can you do that? So you can just go to Windows, Preferences, and then go to your General, and then just click on your editors, or sorry, click on your keys. Click on your keys. So see here to activate. So whatever you want, you can just provide your activate, and then you can just provide your keys. Whatever the keys you want, you can just provide that one. You can just provide that one. So binding, so what you want and whatever your key. So if you want, you can just go ahead and create your own preferences and own shortcuts also. Own preferences and own shortcuts also. So when you want, so when you want editing or wherever you want, you can just, so here you can see here Java as well as your ABAP. So as it is a Java, you can see your Java as well as your ABAP thing. So you just need to select your ABAP, and then you just need to click on apply and close. The new command will automatically gets applied. So if you want, you have different schemas also, whatever the things you want, you can just use that. So like this, you can just go ahead and create your own preferences, own keywords also. Okay. So now the next thing is we will be just seeing something called as how can we see a short terms. So if there are any short dumps, so how can you see that from your Eclipse? So how can you see from your Eclipse? How can you see that? So now let me just say click on here. So what I will do, I'll just go ahead and open my program. So sorry guys. So Control Shift A. I'll just say G 7 a.m. Sorry 8 a.m. for loop join slin check. So this is the program. I'm just going to use it. So now I'll be just creating your, I'll be just removing this one. So now I'll be just activating my program. So I have activated my program. So now if I go here, run as, and then you just need to select ABAP application console. ABAP application console, see here, you can just showcase this one. So see here, showcase. And then if you want, you can just debug that one. So now it will just debug and it will just showcase you where the error is, where the error is. So like this, you can just select your ABAP. So you can just see your debugging. Sorry, you can just see where your runtime errors, where your runtime errors are. Okay, so this is the way you can just select this one, and then over here, if you want, let me close this. So let me come back to my ABAP perspective. So now let me just say click on run as your ABAP console. So showcase. So here what happened to this? So now here you can see here your long text. So what happened? So everything what SAP is provided in your SC32, you can just check that over here too. SC32, sorry, ST22, you can just check it over here too. So this is a place where how you can able to see your ST22 dumps. So this is the one. Okay, so for your program, so now I'm just going to go back and say convert VBELN underscore your VA. So before you go ahead and run that, just check it if you find any of your terms. So now when I go here and when I check this run as your ABAP, sorry. So you can just check your ABAP text cockpit also. It is just running it. So you can just go ahead and do that one. So run as ABAP console. So now it's not showing any details. It's just going inside this function module and it is just showcasing that one to see if you have any dumps internally. To see if you have any dumps, so just click on your ABAP perspective and so okay, or else I'll go to my debug perspective and then so the same commands F5, F6, F7, F8 and all these things. So the same commands what we are going to use it over there, you'll be just using the same thing over here too. The same thing over here. Okay, so this is how you can just able to debug. So the same keywords F5, F6, F7, F8. If you want to keep a debugging, just keep your debugging point over here. And let's say I'll be just going to say click on ABAP application. It will open your debugging. So now if I want, I can just add the code also. And I'm just going to saving this and I can activate the program too. The program got activated. So that's the advantage when you want to when you are going to use your when you are going to use your Eclipse editor. So if there is an error, you can directly modify your code in your runtime or in your debugging. You can do that one. You can do that one or in your debugging. So that's the main advantage when you are going to use your um, when you're going to use your ABAP editor, sorry, debugger. Okay, so any questions, guys, till now? And not only this, if there is any error or anything, so I'm just going back to my ABAP preferences. Let me close this one. So I just close this. So now if there is any error, so let's say I'm using GV variable 23 is equal to some test 1, 2, 3, 4. See here, it will automatically showcase your error that this is not provided. So automatically you don't need to do your control check, a control F2. So automatically it will just showcase you whether those has been used or not. Whether those has been used or not, you can just check it. Okay. So like this, you do have so many other options that are also available in your um, in your Eclipse editor. So I would suggest you to go ahead and change. I'll suggest you to go ahead and use your Eclipse editor from here onwards so that you guys will be gets aligned and you guys will be gets habituated. Even few of the companies, my current organization and my previous organization, we always write the code in Eclipse only. So if whatever the debuggings and everything, we used to write down the code in Eclipse only. We will be never using this GUI. So I would suggest you to go ahead and use your GUI. So now, if you want, let's say you have created unused variables like this. So you have created an unused variables. So now I've used your unused variables. Now, so I'll just going to activate this. Now, whatever the unused variables you want to delete, so go to your source code and just delete unused variables. It will directly delete your code. You don't need to worry about that. Directly delete your code. So in the same way, on a block of code, let me say on this block of code. So now let me add this again. GB variable 3, I'll be saying type char 30. So in this block of code, I'll just want to delete my unused variables. So select this and go to your source code and delete unused variables. It will automatically delete that one. It will automatically delete that one. So like this. So now see, if you want to provide a comment or uncomment your code, so just toggle. So just say control 7. So control plus 7. So you can use control. Uh, so you can't able to use control greater than and control less than if you want to comment. So I forgot to tell you that one. So let me showcase you that. So if you want to comment, comment a code, you can use either CTRL plus 7 or you can use CTRL plus shift plus greater than. So if I go ahead and see shift plus less than, it will uncomment it, greater than it will comment. So instead of that, control 7, comment and uncomment, toggle. So I'm just going to toggle. So you can use that one. So control and done. Okay. So this is the one thing. So if you want to see any enhancement operations, now source code and just click on show enhancement options. So show enhancement options. It is not showing this. Maybe some issue in this. So you can just check here code enhancements also. Now, if you want to format a block piece of code. So let's say I want to format this block piece of code. Now source code, you can just say format. Format, it will just format yours. So now let me take this as uh, data and everything. So let's say I want to format this piece of block code. Now format, it will just formatted you. So if you want to format everything, format block, sorry. So format block, this will block your, so only the block piece of code will be gets formatted. Now, so F1 help. Um, Now, let's say, for example, I want to get this method information. So source code, and you can just say show method information. See here, it will just showcase you your method information. What are your exporting and importing parameters? So now you can just show here your source method information. So if you want to rename your method, so now you can just go ahead and rename your method also. So, but there is some issues, but you can able to rename your method also. So let's go here and let's source um, rename. So you can just rename your method to so new name. So let's say I want to add it as one. So just click on finish. Automatically, it will just go ahead and add your method name once. Your method name once over here. So now I'll be just saying this control F3. I'm just going to activate this one. So like this, you can just go ahead and rename all your methods and everything. So whatever it is possible, you can go ahead and do that one. So everything, so these keywords you must be handy. So you will be using these keywords most frequently. And from today onwards, the complete class will be showcasing you in your, what I mean to say, the complete class will be showcasing you in your Eclipse only. So these are some of the shortcuts and some of the things that you can able to do in your Eclipse. So any questions in this, guys? Any questions?
No, no, Rakesh.
Okay, so in tomorrow's class, we will be going to start it with your CDS views. I'm holding up the class for today, so we'll be starting a fresh class on CDS view from tomorrow onwards. Okay, so that's it. So that's the end of today's session. Before I signing off for today's session, any other questions? Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions, and we'll meet you tomorrow again at the same time, and we'll continue with our session. Thank you. Thank you all.